All right, coming up tomorrow night on NBC, a celebration of one of country's greatest artists. Toby Keith, American Icon, airs on NBC tomorrow night. And to give us kind of an inside view, Toby's daughter, Krystal, joins us. Welcome. Thanks for joining
Thank
us on
you.
Sound Up, Krystal. I can't even get my head around what it is for a daughter to take part in a situation like this. And on top of
Yeah.
that, you being asked to sing that song.
Yeah. It was definitely, I mean, obviously it's an honor to be on the stage with all of those artists. It's an honor to be able to be a part of that. It didn't come easy for sure, just given
Yeah.
that, it's only been a few months since his passing. So, it was emotional, kind of took an emotional toll a little bit. We've had a roller coaster. But we are an incredibly strong family. We were raised to be strong and just do the next right thing, do everything that you need to do, and just put one foot in front of the other. So we have a lot of, I guess, duties that have kind of been placed on our shoulders and responsibilities with our foundation and just his legacy, his career, his businesses. He was bigger than life in literally every facet. So, it definitely, he deserves this kind of tribute, and we weren't going to let it happen without our involvement for sure.
For you, what's the goal for an event like this, for a tribute like this? What were you hoping this would reveal or illustrate or, put out into the world about Toby?
Well, I mean, I think the thing he always wanted to be known for was not his music. He always said that his career needed to be about something more than the music. So his philanthropic, our foundation, and what the work he's done with that, and how many lives that has impacted, I think it was important for us to show that behind closed doors, he was constantly working to just make our world a better place for kids with cancer and debilitating illnesses, to military families and military men and women, and his work with the USO and the different branches of the forces. So he really just, everything he did, his whole heart went into, and we wanted to show him as a family man and as the philanthropic person that he was, and the patriot that he was, and the amount of love he had for our military.
I was going to ask you about that because he's certainly known. That's one of the things that your dad was known for. And what did that mean to you? Part of the tribute was including the honor guard and the U.S. Army Band.
I don't think that you can have a tribute to Toby Keith or a Toby Keith themed event without having American flags and a military component. Like, they just, to us and to his fan base, they just go hand in hand. That was such a big part of his life, and he really loved and cherished all the time that he spent overseas with our military guys. Backstage, if you've ever been backstage at his concerts, I mean, there are anywhere from 20 to 60 wounded warriors hanging out backstage that he comes out and spends a lot of time with. I have, over my years on the road, spent time with them just because they're backstage. He just brings them back and he hangs out with them and kind of just gives them a VIP treatment, and they've kind of all gotten to know us through the years. So, he really just, he lived it. And so you can't have this kind of event without including the military.
You know these songs backwards and forwards and inside out, but hearing all of these other folks perform this music, whether it's Carrie Underwood or Darius or Eric Church or whoever it is, was there anything that, that you learned about these songs, or that, that came out that made you see something else in, what these songs are?
Yeah, I think I was told that, most of the artists called and said, this is the song I want to sing, or they were asked, what song would you like to sing? We wanted to make sure they were comfortable with whatever song. We didn't want to assign them a song that they didn't know or have any emotional connection to. Carrie was one that, from what I was told, literally, she was like, you can put me on anything and I'll sing it. Like, she just knew everything. I learned from Eric Church, you'll hear in the special, so I don't want to say everything, but he kind of goes into what my dad meant to him and how how my dad's faith in him and bringing him out on the road has impacted his own career. You kind of heard from each artist a little bit about what my dad meant to them. I think it was really cool to hear that a lot of them have done his songs in their, I mean, these are artists that sell out arenas. And even as a living artist, when my dad was still around, these artists were paying tribute to him with a song on their stage on their tours. And I think that speaks volumes to the respect that they have for him. And so it was definitely heartwarming to know how much of an impact he had on artists that, you know, at this stage in their career are still reflecting on his impact for them.
Can you talk, since we're sort of alluding to some of the songs that artists have sung, can you talk a little bit about that Joe Diffie song that was handed to you? Yes.
Well, that one wasn't, that's not the one I did. That's the one.
Oh, you didn't wind up doing that?
No. I didn't do that one. They asked me to do Don't Let the Old Man In, which is the song that my dad last sang on the People's Choice Award. Yeah. So that was his last national televised. Ships That Don't Come In made my performance hard because they didn't warn us of the timing, and they surprised everyone with a video of my dad's last recording session, which was on Ships That Don't Come In. He had recorded that in the studio for Hardy's project. And so they played all of that footage right before I had to go on stage and my sister had to go on stage. So we're like sobbing, like trying to, you know, get ourselves together so that we could go out. My sister had to go out and introduce me and say the thank you for the family. And then I had to go sing. So that was, watching those studio sessions was pretty impactful because none of us really were aware that that footage was there until just right before the show.
We're going to be talking also to Alex Coletti, who was the director and one of the producers on this project. But from talking to Alex sort of before, during, and after the event, it seems like there was really a different feel to this night than sort of what we think of as these kinds of tribute shows. The way that it was organized, the way that, you know, people interacted, just sort of the whole thing. Can you talk about just the feeling in the room and what you felt like was the thing to go for and what came out of that?
Yeah, I think first of all, Bridgestone is a large arena. I mean, that's a very big arena. So having most tributes, a lot of people don't know, but that is a really hard ticket to sell. There's a lot of tributes that come through Nashville. There's a lot of times, you know, anybody that passes away in the industry kind of gets a tribute somewhere in some form. And a lot of those will sell tickets to try to, you know, cover costs or whatever. And they are a really hard ticket to sell. They don't usually sell out. This one sold out like immediately. His fans are so loyal and they love him so much. And it was really cool to be there celebrating him with the people that have supported his career for 35 years. Usually, you know, an award show kind of circuit, you're looking out at the audience, they're mumbling through words. They might catch every third word correctly, but they're just they're like, oh, I know the song, but don't really know the lyric. His fans know every single lyric. They are not mumbling through. It was just really cool to have that energy of like true love and fanship out in the audience and have that moment to celebrate that with them. And then the artists coming in, getting to choose their own songs, getting a moment to acknowledge his impact on them was really, really special. I think also, I mean, I don't know that I've ever seen a bar on the stage, like an actual bar with an actual bartender. I mean, I was like texting, ordering drinks across. I'm like, hey, can someone have that bartender make me a so it was kind of a unique experience in that there was a huge American flag with USO members. Like they got to be up on stage and enjoying the show on stage right behind us as a family. And then the artist got to come off the stage and go hang out in this bar and sit and watch the show also as an audience member. So it was just a really unique energy and a really unique setup that I hope to see more of because I think it really worked well. All of us were like, oh, I don't know how the bar is going to work out, but it really ended up cool watching. I mean, if you look on the side stage during the show, all of those artists are singing along and hanging out. And usually you go back to your green room, you're done, you can go home for the night or wait until the final everyone comes out and kind of sings together or whatever. But them getting to stay out there and enjoy it and celebrate with all the fans and us, and it just was a really cool vibe.
And did this must have helped you and continues to help you kind of get through between that and you're overseeing the foundations?
Yeah, I think it's just usually you have someone pass away and you have your service and you have a couple family functions and you have a little bit of time to grieve. But this has been something where, for me at least, getting to hear his voice over and over again and hear stories about how awesome, I feel so honored he was mine. And you're gonna make me cry. Don't do it.
Me too.
But I think that he is everything everyone hoped he would be. And he always was for us. But I think some people put their own perceptions of him out there. And to go through, I mean, have you ever seen a celebrity pass away that there was like no bad news to talk about? I mean, every other celebrity, all their crap comes up when they pass away. And because he lived his life to do the next right thing, and he was focused on his career, building a life for his family and making it more about making the world a better place than about himself. I think I don't think you get to have those people forever.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Krystal Keith, thank you. I can't, this must be, wonderful and really, really difficult to have to do this kind of gig.
To put it together, to go through it, and now then to have to do this stuff and keep talking about it and keep digging back into it. We know it ain't easy,
okay.
So thank you.
I just feel my feelings. It's fine.
That's what it's about.
It's the best. It is the best. And I'm sure he's looking down. I'm sure he is proud.
I know.
No doubt.
Thank you, Krystal.
Krystal Keith, thank you so much for taking some time. And we can't wait to see it.